Abdul back on his feet now. Ghana ending the first half in the ascendancy. Clinton Mata is going to run through. Was Atizigi. There will be 5 added minutes at the end of the opening half here in Kumasi. It's warm, it's humid. And a difficult playing surface for these two teams, certainly affecting the quality of the football on show.
Not to mention the fact that a draw probably not a bad result for these teams to begin their qualifying campaign, but still a long way to go yet. Of course, these teams will meet each other again in Angola in November, by which time they both hope to be in a strong position in terms of qualification. And run by Cabo again. No nonsense defender, just like Mohamed Salisu from Ghana, who sends that ball forward. An awkward one for Kialumba Gaspar, who got caught underneath it. He needed Neblu to come out and claim. Kialumba Gaspar played for Lecce in Serie A in Italy these days. Portuguese top flight. Of course, the
language means that often leading Angolan players, if they do move abroad, will play in Portugal. And the Portuguese coach these days, Pedro Gonçalves, has been there for a few years now. Alternative option is to move to Brazil. That's where Bastos Kisanga is playing his club football with Botafogo, flying high in the Brazilian top division. It's a roundabout route to get there. Having been in Saudi Arabia and Russia, before that in Italy with Lazio. Challenge on Abdul Mumin. Tripped up by Mabalulu. It's a free kick for Ghana. Disappointing AFCON campaign, but they bounced back with a couple of very important wins in World Cup qualifying in June, hoping to build on that today, but that was just beyond the reach of Tarek Lamptey, much to the relief of the Angolan defence. Bastos Kisanga sending it long downfield, picked up by Mahmoud Salisu. Alidou Seydou. By Jordan Ayew, the veteran forward, son of Amidi Pele. Sahaku trying to bring it under control. Kudus again. Really that one shot by Kudus of note in the first half today. At either end, this is Kudus once more. Final attack perhaps in the first half. Show for Angola to relieve the pressure on that defence. Mabalulu felt the contact from Abdul Mumin, went down. You can't see the contact there, but the referee straight across to Abdul Mumin. I think brandishing the first yellow card of the game. done lots of running. Mabululu, not much reward for his efforts thus far. Beyond the allotted 5 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the half, Nuria Fortuna leave a free kick for David Carbo, and this will pretty much be it. That is the half-time whistle here in Kumasi. Ghana and Angola, the two favourites in qualifying Group F, cancelling each other out for the moment. Ghana have had more of the play, more of the territory, and the one chance of note, the shot from Mohamed Kudus, which was an awkward one for Neblu in the Angola goal, but a comfortable enough save all the same. And we wait for the breakthrough here. Ghana 0, Angola 0 at half-time. At some of the statistics from the first half. Ghana edging it in terms of possession, pretty even though, and in terms of shots on goal, 4 for Ghana, 5 for the away side, but ultimately just 1 on target for the Ghanaians, 2 for the visitors, and nothing too much to trouble either goalkeeper in the first half here in front of a big crowd and an enthusiastic crowd in Kumasi. Ghana 0, Angola 0.
GBC Client Service.
Hello, thank you for calling.
GBC provides you the platform to amplify your brand reach when you advertise on our 7 TV channels
and 18 regional and district radio stations across the country.
Please reach our sales department at sales@gbcghanaonline.com and telephone numbers 0303 959604 and 0303-959605.
For all customer care issues, reach us by email care@gbcghanaonline.com and on telephone 030-3959-605 and 030-3959-606.
GBC, still the most authentic voice.
I know you. Your actions speak for you. So do I. We share the same goal. We aim for glory and beyond. We are being crowned. We go for greater glory together.
Amafwe Kumasi Online TV production yaba ne de ne yaba ye de equipment ekukudam ana ye de aba se eye camera de enem yib de nam fom de nam insuom ne nyina ye obi e wo honom a TV production yabo a wi pa se wo ye dwumadie bi etese wedding eye engagement and sorry ana schools se wo ye sem na bi na pese betwa ko all the social media networks and so and the amount ye into tonsa na fe eye Kumasi Online TV production for na yamra ne ye dwumadie ne ne mfa Kama fe a ebo no eda from pa the production so the sound quality video quality ni nyina e wo soro wo pese wo hu ba bia wa ye wo Kumasi eyetia media opposite one ma ana se to nsa ne frɛ wa homa true so 0550623377 Kumasi Online TV production ye demu fua e wo Kumasi kodua mu Amafwe Kumasi Online TV production yaba ne de ne yaba ye de equipment ekukudam ana ye de aba se eye camera de enem yib de nam fom de nam insuom ni nyina ye obi e wo honom a TV production yabo a hu ye pa se wo ye dwumadie bi etese wedding eye engagement and sorry ana schools se wo ye sem na bi na pese betwa ko all the social media networks and so and the amount ye ni ntotonsa na fe eye Kumasi Online TV production for na yamra ne ye dwumadie ne Kama fe a ebo no eda from pa the production so the sound quality video quality ni nyina e wo soro wo pese wo hu ba bia wa ye wo Kumasi eyetia media opposite one ma ana se to nsa ne frɛ wa homa true so 0550623377 Kumasi Online TV production ye demu fua e wo Kumasi kodua mu Amafwe Kumasi Online TV production yaba ne de ne yaba ye de equipment ekukudam ana ye de aba se eye camera de enem yib de nam fom de nam insuom ni nyina ye obi e wo honom a TV production yabo a hu ye pa se wo ye dwumadie bi etese wedding eye engagement and sorry ana schools se wo ye sem na bi na pese betwa ko all the social media networks and so and the amount ye ni ntotonsa na fe eye Kumasi Online TV production for na yamra ne ye dwumadie ne Kama fe a ebo no eda from pa the production so the sound quality video quality ni nyina e wo soro wo pese wo hu ba bia wa ye wo Kumasi eyetia media opposite one ma ana se to nsa ne frɛ wa homa true so 0550623377 Kumasi Online TV production ye demu fua e wo Kumasi kodua mu Amafwe Kumasi Online TV production yaba ne de ne yaba ye de equipment ekukudam ana ye de aba se eye camera de enem yib de nam fom de nam insuom ni nyina ye obi e wo honom a TV production yabo a hu ye pa se wo ye dwumadie bi etese wedding eye engagement and sorry ana schools se wo ye sem na bi na pese betwa ko all the social media networks and so and the amount ye ni ntotonsa na fe eye Kumasi Online TV production for na yamra ne ye dwumadie ne mfa mfama kama fe a ebo no eda from pa the production so the sound quality video quality ni nyina e wo soro wo pese wo hu ba bia wa ye wo Kumasi eyetia media opposite one ma anase to nsa ne frɛ wa homa trufo so 0550623377 Kumasi online TV production ye demu fua e wo Kumasi kodua mu Amafwe Kumasi online TV production yaba ne de ne yaba ye de equipment ekukudam ana ye de aba se eye camera de enam yim de nam fom de nam insume ni nyina ye wo bi e wo honom a TV production yabo e hu ye pa se wo ye dwumadie bi ete se wedding eye engagement and sorry ana schools se wo ye sem na bi na pese betwa ko all the social media networks and so e de amount ye ni ntotonsa na fre eye Kumasi online TV production for na yamra na ye dwumadie ne kama fe a ebo no eda from pa the production so the sound quality video quality ni nyina e wo soro wo pese wo hu ba bia wa ye wo Kumasi eyetia media opposite one ma anase to nsa ne frɛ wa homa trufo so 0550623377 Kumasi online TV production ye demu fua e wo Kumasi kodua mu Amafwe Kumasi online TV production yaba ne de ne yaba ye de equipment ekukudam ana ye de aba se eye camera de enam yim de nam fom de nam insume ni nyina ye wo bi e wo honom a TV production yabo e hu ye pa se wo ye dwumadie bi ete se wedding eye engagement and sorry ana schools se wo ye sem na bi na pese betwa ko all the social media networks and so e de amount ye ni ntotonsa na fre eye Kumasi online TV production for na yamra na ye dwumadie ne kama fe a ebo no eda from pa the production so the sound quality video quality ni nyina e wo soro wo pese wo hu ba bia wa ye wo Kumasi eyetia media opposite one ma anase to nsa ne frɛ wa homa trufo so 0550623377 Kumasi online TV production ye demu fua e wo Kumasi kodua mu Amafwe Kumasi online TV production yaba ne de ne yaba ye de equipment ekukudam ana ye de aba se eye camera de enam yim de nam fom de nam insume ni nyina ye wo bi e wo honom a TV production yabo e hu ye pa se wo ye dwumadie bi ete se wedding eye engagement and sorry ana schools se wo ye sem na bi na pese betwa ko all the social media networks and so e de amount ye ni ntotonsa na fre eye Kumasi online TV production for na yamra na ye dwumadie ne kama fe a ebo no eda from pa the production so the sound quality video quality ni nyina e wo soro wo pese wo hu ba bia wa ye wo Kumasi eyetia media opposite one ma anase to nsa ne frɛ wa homa trufo so 0550623377 Kumasi online TV production ye demu fua e wo Kumasi kodua mu Amafwe Kumasi online TV production yaba ne de ne yaba ye de equipment
not kicking the ball the first time, but it was obvious that because of the nature of the pitch, the ball rolled very awkwardly before he launched onto the ball.
I think, just like my friend over here said, you have to be fair to the players. I mean, it's very, very bad. The surface is very bad. I mean, with the pass, Jordan should have, I think he should have still made a very good pass for Kudus to be able to strike the ball. But like the pitch is really bad. You can see the pitch is really cutting up. And like you said, it's not really fair on the guys, for us to ask them to perform on these pitches when, we haven't given them the right components to be able to perform.
Well, Sicho, at the end of the day, we can moan and whine, resort to all the lamentation of the people. We have 45 minutes to go.
Yeah.
What should Otto and the boys do?
I think that when they've got the ball on the edge of the box, the players who have got the ability to shoot, when they are taking those strikes, players or strikers should be following up. There's a moment where Kudus took a good shot on the edge of the box. The goalkeeper couldn't gather it, obviously because the ball was bouncing right there. If there are runners following there, you never know where that is going to end up. So in the second half, they need to start anticipating.
That's why you need a proper striker.
You need a proper striker to anticipate. Exactly. Yeah. And you know all about that.
No, I wasn't a striker.
I mean, you know all about how, yes.
I think before the game, we were talking about the need to have a proper striker. I mean, Jordan is a very, very good player, but I still don't believe he's a central striker. Yeah. I see him more like a winger or number 10. And, like you said, if he had a proper striker, following behind the shot, maybe would have been able to score.
Yeah. Well, that brings us to the question of how players are deployed, because you see Shaku playing on the right side of the attack, and you see Semenyo on the left side with Jordan in the middle. Now into the second half, we have Ashimero on the bench. We have Inaki Williams on the bench. And you see the statistics, as I indicated earlier, in terms of possession, the Black Stars are the dominance in terms of the possession. But just check the shots on goal. It's only 1 for Ghana, and surprisingly 2 for Angola. Total shots for Angola is 5. And it tells you that it's not just about just possessing the ball, but it's a question of what you do with the ball when you have it.
Rightly so. And going into the second half, I think what Otto is trying to do is, at times you saw Elijah also drop in deep to join the centre backs to make the back three and allow the full backs to go high up the pitch. And once the full backs went high, we saw Isaaku and Semenyo come narrow in and around Jordan. So they are creating the numbers on the edge of the box. They are just not shooting enough. But on this pitch, the passing won't help necessarily. So we
go straight to the Royal Sports Stadium for the second half.
Make it to the next Africa Cup of Nations, and we're still waiting for the breakthrough between these two teams. Reason I would suggest for either coach to change things at the moment. Mention that there is quality on the Ghana bench in front of a big crowd here in Kumasi today at the Baba Yara Stadium. And Angolans will probably be relatively content with the way in which they've contained Ghana up to now. Shaw working really hard in that midfield, the FC Dallas player. Have kept on arriving really at the stadium in Kumasi, not quite packed to its 40,000 odd capacity, but not far off it. Ghana get us underway in the second half here as they begin their campaign to make it to the next Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco, to run from 21st of December of next year through to the 18th of January in 2026 with the final in Rabat. Currently 0-0 between these two teams. Ghana, 4-time African champions, haven't won it since 1982. A couple of near misses in the years since as they get themselves a free kick. Again, Abdul Fattah Isaaku trying to cause chaos on the right wing, cutting inside and then Shaw pushing him over. Well, Angola's number 23 has done an awful lot of backtracking, helping out defensively, sometimes been very useful. That was slightly clumsy from him, giving away the free kick, and now Ghana with the chance just a minute into the second half to do something from the set piece. Mohamed Kudus to take it here. Swings it in, it's headed out by Bastos Kisanga. And the follow-up shot from Isaaku lacking any real power. It may have taken a slight deflection on its way, and it looks like a corner's been given. Keeping the pressure on. Difficult one for the goalkeeper who plucks it out of the air. And that blue clutching onto it. Clinton Mata. Freddie Ribeiro out to the left-hand side for Gelson Dalla. Influence on this game has been fairly minimal in truth. Freddie Ribeiro looking for Nuria Fortuna. Fouled by the Angola player. Catching Elisha Owusu. If we base it on world rankings, Ghana certainly favourites today, 64th in the world according to FIFA. Angola in 90th place. Break that down to the African continent. Ghana are 12th in Africa, Angola 18th, but of course performances at the last Cup of Nations would suggest the opposite. Ghana gone in the group stage and Angola reaching the quarter-finals, and Ghana gone in the group stage of the previous edition of the AFCON as well in Cameroon, as Kudus tries to break free and fashion a shooting opportunity. It's a hold-off show. Really is putting in so much work out there today without often seeing the ball. Mohamed Kudus had an impressive first season in English football after moving to West Ham from Ajax. 14 goals in all competitions in 45 games for the Hammers. It's difficult to get on the ball and play short passes in midfield because of the surface here. Still, Ghana have been a little bit wasteful, could have done better in certain situations. Here they come with Thomas Partey, marauding Arsenal player, the captain of this Ghana team today. He's got Alidou Seydou alongside him, plays it forward, looking for Jordan Ayew. Comes out to Partey. Owusu. Certainly in terms of raw talent, Ghana, you have to say, have been underachieving lately. So many exciting players, and you look at the spine of this team with such a solid centre-back like Salisu, with Partey in the midfield, with Kudus getting forwards, joining the attack, and then with Jordan Ayew's experience, and playing like Antoine Semenyo with terrific potential, and Abdul Fattah Issa-Haku on the right wing. Undoubted quality in this Ghana team, but it's not translating into much in terms of clear chances thus far today. And when you look at what Otto Addo has available to him on the bench, well, certainly something like Iñaki Williams may be useful at some point. Clearly not in a hurry to alter anything. Issa-Haku, Tarek Lamptey making the run forward to join the attack and winning the corner. Another opportunity to get the ball into the box here. Huge crowd in Kumasi this Thursday afternoon. Can the Ghanaian team give their fans something to really shout about? Kudus with the curled in swinging ball, headed away by Gelson Dalla. Back with Kudus once again. It's just difficult to even kick the ball properly on this surface, but they try to keep the pressure on. Salisu, space to line up the shot. He struck it really firmly, and then a collision between Salisu and the Angolan captain, and the Ghana defender is the man who's been penalised here. This was Mohamed Salisu lining up the shot, blocked by Clinton Mata, and then really just going for a 50-50 ball and being fractionally late. Under Gaspar, giving it to David Kamu. Chelsea Dalla. Chelsea Dalla again. That's got red shirt staying out in the middle. It needed a better delivery than that. Falls for Clinton Mata. Flights it up towards the back post. Again. Bastos Kisanga. Angola playing with the back three today. Indian Teka trying to keep that in play, but unsuccessful. It sort of sums up the attitude of Pedro Gonçalves, the coach, coming into this game. When you look back at the last match they played in June in the World Cup qualifiers, they played Cameroon at home in Luanda, finished in a 1-1 draw, and the only change to their team today from that game was the introduction of the extra centre-back in Bastos Kisanga, which has led to Manuel Benson, the winger, dropping out of the team. Of the second half played. Goalless between Ghana and Angola, nations who faced each other in the qualifying campaign for the last AFCON, and they both made it through their group. Expect to repeat that performance again this time. They were up against the Central African Republic and Madagascar in that campaign. Ghana finished unbeaten. They met here in this stadium. It was only in March of last year. The shot comes in from Antoine Semenyo, who nearly caught out Neblu. The Angolan goalkeeper got across too well. Semenyo cutting in field. Ended up getting it back from Kudus. It wasn't the tidiest of 1-2s. He struck it well, Semenyo. He's proven himself already to be a very capable goal scorer in the English Premier League. His shot took a little bit of a deflection. And it's a good save from Neblu. The closest we've come to a goal yet. Kudus with the latest delivery from the corner. Headed down towards Thomas Partey. Still alive here. Kudus again. Back the way to Alidou Seydou. Nodded down. And flashed high and wide. A wild attempt from Mohamed Salisu. But quite appropriate that it should have been Semenyo having that shot, because it was Antoine Semenyo who got the only goal in the corresponding fixture here in Kumasi in the last AFCON qualifying campaign. A stoppage time goal it was as well, as Ghana won 1-0, and then the teams drew 1-1 in the return in Luanda. Osman Bukari equalising goal for Ghana in that game. Ghana ended up finishing 3 points ahead of Angola at the top of the group, and Angola only actually won 2 matches in that qualifying campaign. Ultimately a draw with Madagascar in the last match was what allowed them to qualify, because it came at the same time as the Central African Republic were losing here in Ghana. Ghana beat the same nation, the same Central African Republic, in their last World Cup qualifying outing in June in a remarkable game, a 4-3 victory here that day. The Central African Republic were actually 2-1 up at half-time. Jordan Ayew scored a hat-trick that day. Ghana scored 3 goals in 10 second half minutes to really turn that game around and really a massive boost to their hopes of reaching the World Cup. They won 2-1 away to Mali in Bamako just a few days before that, with Jordan Ayew scoring in stoppage time. They are on course to make it to the World Cup, finding it going a little bit tricky today in Angola as we come up to the hour mark, making first change. Randy and Teka off. And it's Zito Luvumbo who comes on. Forward with Cagliari in Serie A in Italy. See if that makes any real difference. It would have changed the shape, particularly for Angola. Foul on Clinton Mata by Owusu. Zito Luvumbo immediately making his presence felt out there. Kialanda Gaspar. Oh, looking for Luvumbo, trying to keep that in play, but conceding the free kick. Young forwards. 4 goals in Serie A last season after helping Cagliari win promotion. He's not a prolific scorer of goals, but he's come through the ranks at Cagliari. Played there under Claudio Ranieri for a time. Jordan Ayew. Kudus out to the right. Isaku trying the shot, which is blocked, and Kialanda Gaspar heads it clear. Ayew again. Into the middle by Seydou. Kudus did really well to get a proper first touch on that under pressure, but he was in an offside position. See it better from this angle. I'll tell you what, not sure that he was offside. If we had VAR, that would have been very closely reviewed. But Kudus went on to tuck the ball into the net. Well, Angola, as previously mentioned, came very close to holding Ghana, frustrating them here in this stadium in the last AFCON qualifying campaign. They're trying to do the same today. Semenyo feeds it through for Ayew. Just couldn't quite get it into his stride, and it will be a goal kick. Really clever ball by Semenyo through the legs of the defender Kialonda Gaspar. Jordan Ayew, who's just moved to Leicester City from Crystal Palace. Been around a long time, still just 32, but he will be 33 next week. Born in France. Here we come again. Into the middle from Isahaku and collected by Neblu. Now they're probing, looking for that breakthrough goal. Clinton Mata having to hold the ball up here. Freddie Ibo to show. Rare chance for him to get his foot on the ball in midfield. Gelson Dalla. Now with Mabululu. Mabululu thinks about the shot. He struck it really well. And that's the first time I think that Lawrence Atizigi has been properly tested today. Always right behind it, tipping it over the bar. And behind for an Angola corner. 65 minutes gone. Let's see what they can do with this. Freddie Ribeiro will take it. Veteran midfielder to deliver this. 6 red shirts in the penalty box, waiting to attack the ball in. Comes out to Zito Luvumbu. Off target. Are we going to have a goal today? Stays this way. Sudan will be top of the standings in Group F at the end of the first match day. Semenyo coming deep. Ghana nil, Angola nil. We're nearly midway through the second half. Kudus, superb turn away from Shaw. Isahaku, Jordan Ayew not getting any freedom in the penalty box. And here's a Ghana corner, taken quickly by Isahaku. Flighted into the middle, headed away by the towering Kialonda Gaspar. Watched all the way by Neblu, who punches clear. Isahaku losing out to Gelson Dalla and then committing the foul. Two nations who share something in common. They both went to the World Cup for the first time in 2006. Back then the Ghanaians made it to the last 16. The Angolans didn't make it beyond their group. They didn't win a game, but they certainly didn't disgrace themselves in that tournament in Germany. Lost narrowly to Portugal, drew with Mexico, drew with Iran as well, and then went home. Jordan Ayew. Alidou Seydou. Seydou's cross is a really poor one. For all that you can point to the difficult playing surface here, final ball has too often not been good enough today from the Ghanaians. Want to give their big support in this stadium something really tangible to cheer. Thomas Partey to take the free kick. He's already scored a goal for Arsenal at the beginning of this season, and the victory awaits Aston Villa in the Premier League. Kalidou Seydou to Semenyo. He's been in goal-scoring form as well with Bournemouth. 8 goals in the Premier League last season, 2 and 3 matches at the beginning of this season. The Cherries. Jordan Ayew. Semenyo to his left. Here he is, the number 11. Ayew again. Back to Partey. He knows to pull the trigger. Didn't quite have enough space to do so. Tarek Lamptey just can't break down this wall of red shirts blocking their path to goal. Poor delivery, and the Angola goalkeeper will watch that behind for the goal kick. A view of the stadium here in Kumasi. Mentioned Ghana's pass record at the Cup of Nations. Won it in 1982, the last time. They won it in 1978 as well. That was on home soil. The matches were played here in Kumasi, albeit Ghana played their games in Accra. They won the final in that edition against Uganda. Ghana's other victories in the competition coming in successive years. 1963 and 1965. They been runners-up on numerous occasions, most recently 2010 in Angola, and in 2015 when Jordan Ayew was already part of the side that was edged out by Ivory Coast. Since that campaign in Equatorial Guinea, have really struggled, gradually regressing with each edition. Here's Thomas Partey. Interception by that man Show. Zito Luvumbu challenged by Seydou right in front of the referee, and it will be a yellow card for Kalidou Seydou. And he gave the referee the opportunity to book him. And Angola now are going to make a double substitution here. Bululu is coming off. Felicio Nielsen will replace him. Just calming down a bit in the centre circle. Tensions spilling over ever so slightly. Painful one for Zito Luvumbu. Fans remaining patient. I think they were aware that this could have been a really awkward game today. picture there from the players' shots, the extent to which the conditions are trying today. Lots of humidity, not peak humidity perhaps in these parts, but still really tough conditions. Just taking advantage of the cooling break to gather their forces for the remainder of this game. 15 minutes of the 90 still to play. Angola making changes. Felicio Milson coming on. Another change has been made as well. Strela coming into the midfield. Double substitution. Mabululu, the player who's made way for Felicio Milson. Jordan Ayew caught by Strela, making his presence felt after coming on. Ghana not yet feeling the need to change anything, which might seem surprising. Otto keeping faith in the players on the field. Fed through for Ayew, Jordan Ayew. A really important block by Kialonda Gaspar. Jordan Ayew finally getting a sighting of goal today. It's taken 77 minutes to come for him. Partey. Ayew back to goal, holding off David Kamo and laying it back for the shot from Abdul Fattah Issahaku. Let's see this chance again for Jordan Ayew. Knew exactly where he was going to place that ball, just blasted on target. Kialonda Gaspar, a crucial intervention to make the block and deny the veteran striker. More than 100 caps for his country. In terrific form of late. There's still time for one of these two teams to find a winning goal today. Just over 12 minutes of the 90 left. There should be, imagine, another 5 or 6 minutes added on, just as there were at the end of the first half. Marshalling that behind for the goal kick. Angola making changes, not altering anything in terms of their shape. Strela, man on the ball here, the number 20 coming on for show. We put in so much running. Here come Angola on the break. Chance for the substitute to make the difference. And Felicio Milson coming in from the left had a terrific opportunity there to put Angola in front. And I tell you what, it's a brilliant save by Lawrence Atizigi. Tips that over with the fingertips. It's a really big moment in this game. Still in with a chance of snatching this and stunning the home crowd. Away by Semenyo. Into Mata across the cover. It's well played by the experienced fullback. Classic away performance in many respects from Angola, maintaining a threat on the break but focusing on frustrating their hosts and frustrating the big home crowd as well. Set them up nicely for what's to come next in this group for the Angolans. Angola at home to Sudan in their next game. That's going to be a really important one. The Sudanese beginning their campaign with a victory yesterday. Ghana on the ball again. Good strike on target. Straight at the goalkeeper. Isahaku once again. Powerfully struck, but too close to the goalkeeper. This all eats up precious time. Isahaku has been lively. Impressive numbers last season for Leicester in the Championship, English second tier, 6 goals, 13 assists, and a loan move from the Portuguese giant Sporting turned into a permanent transfer. Foul on Tarek Lamptey. Felicia Nielsen, the substitute, catching him. Time finally for Ghana to make a substitution here. Abdul Fattah Isahaku certainly tried out there today. It's Majid Ashimeru coming on for him, and Elisha Owusu being replaced by Joseph Paintsil. Well, in reality, Paintsil is the attacking player, and Ashimeru, you can see the number 8 there, moving in alongside Thomas Partey in the heart of the midfield. Have a grandstand finish here. The Ghanaians certainly be looking to push for the winning goal. Angola will be happy to soak up the pressure and maybe snatch one on the break. That's why they brought on Nielsen and Zito Luvumbu, the substitutes, to provide fresh legs and fresh impetus out wide in attack. Kudus bringing it down. Kudus with the shot. An easy save for the goalkeeper. Still 0-0 here. Other games taking place today in Group B. The Central African Republic heading for victory against Lesotho. Louis Mafuta, prolific striker, has got a couple of goals in that game. Guinea-Bissau winning by 1-0 at home to Eswatini. Congo beating South Sudan by 1-0. And earlier today, Burundi with a 3-2 win away in Malawi. Malawi had come from behind a couple of times. Burundi eventually grabbing the points. These qualifying matches being spread over into the weekend and the start of next week too. Morocco, who've already qualified, of course, automatically as hosts, are playing games in the qualifying campaign. They will face Gabon tomorrow. Egypt to play Cape Verde, a reprisal of a duel at the Cup of Nations when they were in the same group as the Ghanaians, and both qualified for the knockout stage at the expense of the Black Stars. And speaking of the last AFCON, Ivory Coast, who won it on home soil, they play Zambia tomorrow evening. Semenyo into the box, tries to cut it back for Kudus, and it's deflected behind for the corner. Maybe Antoine Semenyo could have gone for goal himself there. brilliant 1-2 between him and Mahmoud Kudus. He tried to return it to the West Ham man, and David Carmel just sticking his leg out and getting enough of a touch on it to take it. Wide of goal, he celebrated it as if he'd scored a goal, punching the air, and Angola making more changes now. Freddy Ribeiro coming off. Roman, they're going to defend the corner kick first. Depu is on, the double substitution has been made. Depu, a striker. Corner comes in and Noblu under pressure, winning the free kick. See this again. Ghanaian players attacking it. Pedro Gonçalves making his last couple of changes, bringing on a forward in Depu and a midfielder in Maestro. And Jordan Ayew is making way. We are going to see Iñaki Williams for the final few minutes here, the winger with Athletic Club Bilbao in Spain. Of course, the elder brother of Nico Williams, who lit up the European Championship as Spain won the title in July. Zito Luvumbu has been a bit of a menace since coming on for Angola, just putting himself about, conceding the free kick there. Comes to Salisu. Are we going to see a goal today here in Kumasi? Didn't think we were going to see a goal when these teams played each other in the qualifiers for the last AFCON, of course. Ghana won that one with a late goal. They might just grab it here with a late goal. Noblu diving down low to his left to catch that ball. Paintsill on as a substitute. Not even sure he got a touch to that. May have come off the defender. It was Tarek Lamptey's ball in. I think Paintsill did touch it, but didn't necessarily know a huge amount about it. See how a change that Angola made, bringing on Depu, taking off Mabululu, a straight swap through the middle of the attack. Now, Pedro Gonçalves, of course, wants the fresh legs up front just in case, but the main focus is on defending, holding on to what they've got and making sure they leave here with a point. Battled ever so hard. Otto Addo's team unable to find a breakthrough. Back for a second spell in charge of the Ghanaian national team. Otto Addo has helped them properly launch their bid to qualify for the next World Cup in North America. They want to get to that competition, of course. They want to certainly get to the AFCON coming up in 15 months' time. Looks like they might be getting off to a bit of a false start, but a draw here against a much improved Angola team would not be a disgrace by any means. They certainly don't want to lose this as we come up to the end of the 90 minutes. Luvumbu lifted into the box, held up towards the far post and attacked. The header is off target. It was Depu from Strela's ball in. Depu, based in the Portuguese top flight with Gil Vicente. We're into stoppage time now. The 90 minutes have come and gone. Kudus for Ghana. Challenged just before he got to the penalty area. Sent down the line by Maestro. 5 added minutes at the end of this match. Well, assuming that's 5 minutes from a minute ago and not 5 minutes from now, we'll see how long we carry on for. Will it be enough time for Ghana or Angola to win this? Ghana's goal in the last campaign in this qualifying fixture in this stadium against these opponents came in the 96th minute through Antoine Semenyo. He won that one 1-0. I think safe to say that if we get a goal now, it will be the only goal of this game. Semenyo. Seydu. Semenyo. He's worked so hard out there today, Antoine Semenyo. Ball in by Semenyo, away by Strela, and picked up by Depu. Still Angola maintain a threat on the counter-attack. Depu driving forwards. Abdul Mumin there to pick it up. Is back with Angola again, and Mumin needs to be careful. Committing himself like that. It's such a position. Now then, Luvumbu for Angola. Oh, they might just fall for the goal in the 93rd minute for Felicio Nielsen. Angola stunning the home side here in Kumasi. It's a smash and grab act from the away team, and they're going to get their AFCON qualifying campaign off to a winning start in sensational circumstances. You have to say credit to the visitors here because they've maintained the threat on the break throughout this second half. The fresh legs have made an impact, and Luvumbu's ball in should have been dealt with, but it was an awkward one. And Abdul Mumin, rather than getting it clear, simply laid it on a plate. Another of Angola's substitutes was perfectly placed to pounce, and Felicio Nielsen has surely won this game for Angola. A bitter moment for Otoado, the Ghana coach, and for the Black Stars supporters here. And sweet revenge for the Angolans after they lost 1-0 to a stoppage time goal in the last AFCON qualifying campaign last year. A remarkable ending to this game. Well, the Ghanaians are stunned, and I still hope that the defeat in this fixture does not prevent them from qualifying for the AFCON. They'll be expected to get the better of Sudan amnesia, but goodness me, what a dampener for the home fans here. Big crowd, close to full house in this stadium. And Nielsen's goal has almost certainly won it for the away team. Just going to eat up some seconds. Ghana, of course, have had more of the possession, more of the territory. Angola have deliberately set up to thwart them, to play on the break, to defend in numbers, and the game plan has worked to perfection, you have to say. Might still be another minute. Time perhaps for Ghana to rescue this. A draw would have been probably a perfectly fair result. But it's going to be Angola escaping here with the win, and it's a setback for Ghana. Look to be on the right track under Otto Addo after fine win in Mali in World Cup qualifying in June, and then a dramatic win against the Central African Republic a few days later. But instead, Angola confirming their continued improvement on the African continent, quarter-finalists at the AFCON earlier this year, and Pedro Gonçalves' team set to claim the scalp of the Black Stars of Ghana. They might even grab a second goal. Not over just yet. Foul on Tarek Lamptey, and yellow card for the goal scorer Nielsen. Knew exactly what he was doing. We're into the 8th added minute. Collected by the goalkeeper, and there is the final whistle. And the reaction of the crowd here in Kumasi says it all. The reaction of the Angolan players too.